Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Scottish Watches Videocast, Episode 3. We have in fact made it this far, folks, and the technology is starting to actually work and not fail us completely. And we also have a special guest who some of the technology has already failed him, but he's Scottish, so we'll let him away with it. So we will start as we have previously, and we will go round the room. At the top of my corner, it would appear to be Zach. So I will ask Zach to introduce himself and give us a quick wristwatch check. Go for it, Zach.
Sure. Hi, guys. I'm Zach. You can find me at Watchtower, where the A is a 4 and the E is a 3 on Instagram. And today I'm wearing my new Tudor Blancpain 58 navy blue.
Yeah. It's such a common watch now. There we go.
Yeah, everybody has one.
So let's go to everybody and let's actually skip over and go to Ralph. Ralph, what are you wearing? And who are you?
Oh, today I'm wearing the Tudor Blancpain 58 in blue. Surprise! Yeah.
Okay, is there anybody else we think might be wearing one of these? Let's have a punt. I don't think he is, but he might be close. Arthur, say hello and what are you wearing?
Hi, I'm Arthur. I'm at tick_room at Instagram. I regret those underscores every time I'm asked to say it. I thought about wearing my black 58 today, but I'm actually wearing my Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean, the 8500 movement generation.
Good stuff.
And I'm in Washington, D.C.
Cool. And Derek, who is located nearish by. Who are you and what are you wearing?
Derek. I'm Derek Hager on Instagram. I'm wearing the Doxa Sub 300 Professional. It's the 50th anniversary from a couple years ago. It's a good summertime watch, and it's raining all day in New York, so I gotta be ready.
All in the orange, good stuff. Sean, I see you've unmuted yourself. Hopefully your jet washing has stopped.
Hopefully. I'm Sean from Complicated Wrist. I'm also from Washington, D.C., and today I'm wearing the Dan Henry 1962.
Good stuff, good stuff. And Sam, we've not checked in with you yet.
Hello.
Give us all those dots on your account that you also regret.
Hi, Sam, at Time in Our Hands with some dots thrown in there as well. I'm wearing a vintage Zodiac. That I stole from Dr. Mark at Red Bar London before lockdown, and so I thought I'd wear it a couple more times before I have to give it back.
Yes, as lockdown is coming to end. Ricky, we'll go to you before we go to our special guest.
Okay. Ricky from Scottish Watches, one half of the podcast, all halves of the videos, and I have got a stolen watch today.
Oh, yeah.
That hasn't been sized.
Is that round your ankle?
It is. It's my... You can't size them without cutting them, and it has to go back. So,
right, okay.
It's a big bracelet. It's the new Doxa 300 carbon, blah blah blah. So I've got this in for review, and it's nice, but
you wouldn't buy one.
I prefer this guy. So
yeah. The one that's 3 times the price. Well, actually, it's not, is it? What's the price?
Twice the price.
Yeah. And then our special guest joining us from, well, let him tell you where he's joining us from. You'll not see him in video because he's not managed to make one, so it'll just be an ethereal voice. Hello, this is Earth calling Sydney. Come in, Sydney.
Yes. Hello, Sydney. It is the middle of the night down here, so that's why it's pitch black, and I don't have any video. I'm using a Lenovo ThinkPad from about 2012, and it is on the point of death, so I'm delighted to even have some audio. This is Jody from Just One More Watch, and I am currently wearing a Formex Essence carbon, super light carbon, forged carbon with lots of carbon in it.
Oh, they're very nice. I like them.
Is that the kind of watch we would have got a loan of if Rick had returned the previous one?
Well, Jody, did you get to keep this one?
Yeah, I might do, but I did pay for it, so I do get to keep it.
All right, that's fair.
That's the rub.
Yeah, that's fair enough. That is the downfall, having to pay for stuff. Anyway, never mind. Right, so that's everybody checked in. I'm actually not wearing the Panda. I'm wearing the Orage. If you checked in with the podcast this morning, you will have heard all about in our discussion with Ariel Adams from A Blog to Watch. So let's crack on. We've got a little bit of a running order. The first thing I tasked everybody with, and we'll see who's done their homework, is Sotheby's are running an auction, which they have nicely titled 2020, the Important Watches Sale. So let's see if we agree with them. Who has got a selection of watches from this auction and that they particularly liked? I will share the screen so as we can track them. So there you go. Who wants to shout me out a number? Ralph, did you choose one? Did you do your homework?
Yes, I did, but I don't know the lot number. It's the Rolex Daytona with a test dial.
A test dial? I'm going to have to scroll all the way down here. Anybody got any numbers that they can give me while I'm zooming past you?
Why don't you search for Daytona?
Because it'll take too long. I'll get to the
Daytonas.
Daytonas.
Shout stop.
The Daytonas are right at the bottom. Okay, we're scrolling. Okay, shout when you see a Daytona. Shout when you see a Daytona. That's past the fact that this will be, and it's those ones. There's Daytonas here somewhere. There's the first Daytonas. How far down are the rest of the Daytonas? Which one's got the trial dial on it? You see it yet, Ralph? No. See, that's the one I like. This one. It's nice.
Keep scrolling. I nearly had the epileptic fit kicking in.
It's lot number 2234.
2234. See, we can do that now.
100 more to go.
2234. See, I can now zoom down with speed. 2234. Here we go.
I thought they were the prices, not the lot numbers.
Oh, I can't afford what I picked.
Remember, this is in Hong Kong money. I'm not sure. Does anyone know what the conversion is? Jody, you'll know the conversion.
Oh, there it is.
What's Hong Kong dollars into Aussie dollars and then into British pounds?
Take a zero.
So 1,000 Hong Kong dollars are 102 pounds.
So take a zero off. So this is estimated between 40 and 80,000 pounds. Is that what we're saying? This will surely go for a lot more than that, will it not?
It's a bit empty, the dial, right?
It looks like Nomos did a Rolex dial.
That's why I like it.
Yeah, it does look like it's missing something.
It looks like the paper you get when you go to McDonald's that the kids colour in and join the dots.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Does it not have the Rolex crown, or is the crown just white?
Yeah. No, there is no crown. It has no markers. It has no crown. It's really just a dial that they sent the movements. They sent the movements to the certification like that with the dial like this apparently.
Interesting.
Cool. So this means we just need to send this to the dial artist and get him to do something funky with it. We could put the Scottish Watches crest right across the middle of this.
It's not a Tudor.
That would work. It's not a Tudor. Right. Next number. Anybody got a favourite?
I've got 2085.
2085. Let's see if I can get out of this. 2085. So let's go right back up here. 2085.
You know you can press Control F and type it
in? Yeah, but...
All the lots have to be loaded first, though.
Yeah, because they load one after the other. I tried to preload them all, but it seems like 2085. Yes. See, this was one of mine. I mean, who doesn't like a 1655?
That's
if you go all to the top, you have a sort by lot number search field on the page.
Okay.
Yeah, so this one was, I love this funky original Explorer 2, and this particular one looks like it's in great condition. So that was my pick. I wanted to be a little contrarian and not pick all the beautiful subs and GMTs and things, and try to go for something a little different, but still sporty.
You can also buy the Christopher Ward that looks just like this. Alternative.
That's a Steinhardt like that.
They're nice. Ricky, you saw one of these when you were in Geneva last time you were at the last year, wasn't it?
Yep, it was in a hidden little kind of museum sales place. Can't remember the name of it. Got a business card, and they had an Aladdin's cave of all kinds of older stuff laid out brilliantly. I'm going to have to actually dig those photos out and post them on Instagram. It was such a cool find, and they had one of those guys. I think it was a late 70s, maybe a 78. the money they were looking for wasn't too bad. Because I remember phoning you up and saying, have a look at this.
Yeah, I had a look at it online. You see, I have to say, just seeing as we're there, I'll give you one of mine, which was the next one on the list, which is this. This is one of these more modern Explorers, but with the dial that patinaed in a funny way because there was a problem with some of the original batches, I seem to recall, and so the dial is cream rather than white. That is a nice looking thing.
Why does that say 1985 and then it says 1984 below
it? Circa 1985, but actually 1984. Clearly, somebody did the two different people.
Maybe the bracelet is from 1984.
Oh, right. Okay.
Like a Chinese translation has
Chinese New Year difference. I don't know.
Jody, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm still here.
You can
read
Chinese.
I can read Chinese. Are you joking?
You're not doing some kind of Chinese thing?
Only Chinese history, but no.
Is that not written in Chinese?
Sadly, no.
I thought you were the AliExpress chief.
Yeah, but thankfully most of them speak kind of Chinglish, pidgin English. I can manage that.
English. Oh God.
It's good stuff. So somebody give us another number. We'll do a couple more.
Rick, I thought you would have gone for the trio of Panerai.
I was tempted. There is a trio of Panerai right back near the beginning, I think. But the problem with, you don't really need three.
No, no. Yeah.
I mean, one is of those, you only really need one of them.
Yeah.
They're identical, they're the same. So, I mean, yeah, even I will admit that all Radiomirs look the same and all Luminors look the same. So you only need one. You don't buying three. That's like excessive, very excessive. And obviously,
Panerais and precious metal too feel a little wrong to me.
Do they?
Yeah, just I don't know.
I hear that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So give us another number.
I'm gonna say 2012, just because you're close by.
2012.
Press the back arrow twice.
2012. Roger Dubuis. There's quite a lot of these.
I just think the dial is gorgeous. I mean, you can almost, I think it's copper, but I would call it almost like a salmon color. And then the movement itself is from the era where these were like really decorated well and not just sort of churned out by Richemont. So I think this is such a sleeper hit, in my opinion.
And yours for between 12 and 20,000 pounds. Again, in light of current events, a lot of these numbers seem to be really lowball to me.
Let's have a look at the front of it again.
Oh, hold on.
The description actually says mother of pearl dial. Wow, that's really interesting for that color. Is that right? It does look like copper, doesn't it?
So what's the drawing of, Rick? What's this?
It appears to be some people landing on a beach with royalty. Depart to Gama. Is it Vasco da Gama, possibly? Depart Gama, La Gama? Maybe something to do with that. I may just be making that up. If Jody could read Chinese, he'd probably be able to tell us.
Sorry.
Or in fact, if you went and read what it says at the bottom, it might also tell you. No, it doesn't. I don't think the condition report, it tells you absolutely nothing of any use whatsoever.
Doesn't tell you what it depicts whatsoever.
No,
fair enough.
No. Cool. Anybody else?
No, let's move on.
One more.
Lot 2197.
2197. This will be our last one. 2197.
They're all quite big, aren't they? A lot of chunky manly watches.
2197. Hold on, I just need to load these other ones.
No, there was a Nautilus and some Daytonas earlier.
That's loads of Daytonas.
I think it's funny they're expecting
We're going to be here for a while, Rick, as you scroll.
Yeah. Well, it allows, we have to, our sponsorship from Sotheby's. We have to give them their airtime.
Yeah. While you're scrolling, I will give an honorable mention to 2293, which is a Dufour Simplicity at 34 millimeters, which for me is like the holy grail of grails. So I said the Roger Dubuis to be a little bit different, but if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably go Dufour.
What was the number?
2197. It's the Nina. Yes, the Universal Genève Nina.
Oh, okay. Oh, the Nina.
Nice.
Yeah. 97, nearly there. This one, the Nina Rint.
There we go.
Oh,
it's beautiful condition.
This has some
familiar.
This has some history. Yeah, who's wearing the Dan Henry?
May have been planned. May have been coordinated.
I'm not sure how they've managed to scratch the in. I assume that's on the outside.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's on the crystal.
I'm hoping that's on the crystal and not on the.
Yeah, because it goes across the hand.
Yeah.
That looks almost exactly like a .90 Speedmaster bezel on that.
They do have the .90. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
same bezel.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I was like, that looks very familiar. Huh.
There we go. That's a lovely watch. And who knows the history of? Who can tell us the potted history of Nina Rindt and all these things? She was a good-looking woman that wore this.
Yeah, she was a Finnish model, I think, that was married to Carl Rindt, who was the Austrian Formula One champion who tragically died right before the Italian Grand Prix in 1970. And she was always pictured wearing this at the racetrack, timing him on like a giant boot-like strap. So it was,
yeah, she was.
Is this correct?
You what? Jochen Rindt?
Correct. No, I'm asking, is this correct? Because you know all about F1.
Yeah, if it's Jochen Rindt, the only posthumous Formula One champion. Yeah.
Oh, so he became world champion after he died because he'd amassed enough points.
Yeah, he died with about 3 rounds to go, I think. But yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, cool watch, not necessarily such a cool story.
Yep.
Hokey cokey. So let's
Not a cool story, bro.
Not a cool story, bro. Let's move on then to these. This is from Monochrome. These are the new Omega 41 mil Constellations. These are awful.
You think? That looks cool.
You think?
Yeah.
Somebody give me an opinion that's somewhere
different.
Between they're awful.
Here we go.
Cool.
Right. This is the Tudor thing. They do something a little bit different. People don't like it. They stick to the same. People don't like it. I think it's different.
Yeah, I like it.
I think it's cool, but it should be on a rubber strap, not the leather, in my opinion.
Correct. Yeah.
They do have a rubber strap for it.
You'll be able to swap it out.
Yeah, because they put in the ad something about like it's antibacterial leather, which it's like, come on. Come on.
Is that somebody's COVID sales pitch?
Yeah.
Is it?
Great time of year to bring that out.
Somebody wrote an article about these watches. Who was it?
I wrote about them when I wanted it to be made into their like sporty watch, and it got close with the ceramic bezel, but the Roman numerals and the handset still isn't right for like that sporty look that they're trying to go with here.
Yeah, because Omega don't have an integrated bracelet sports watch like everybody else is trying to achieve, but this could be close to that watch, especially if you could imagine that with an integrated bracelet without these daft Roman numerals around the outside, right? Getting pretty close to that.
The dials are cool. It's got like that linen effect on it. It's different. Yeah. They got the claws instead of bolts and crap like that. So it should be a big hit for them. But I think they only sell well in the Eastern market, which is why they keep pumping them out. But
it's
so close to being a Western cash grab that they're just missing out on.
So there we go. There's the Omega. It's a kind of, I think it's a meh. we'll give it a meh out of 10. Let's go to something that is maybe a bit cooler then. This is on Houdinki covered this, and this is a Ressence. Has anybody ever tried? It's thinner. Ressence are normally quite thick watches because they have the module on top. This rocks module on top of the base movement, but this is significantly thinner. It's admittedly only got a water resistance of 10 meters. Or something like that. So you're not. I mean, why they give it any water resistance rating at all? To give one of 10 meters seems a bit peculiar. Has anyone ever tried a Ressence on?
Yes, I have.
Are they nice? I've never even seen one.
They look completely artificial. They look like it's just a high glossy print of the dial. Because they're oil filled. It just looks like a digital watch. They're not all. No,
it's only the Type. Is it a Type 3 or Type 4 that's oil filled?
Yeah.
It's a
it
Type
looks
1.
like,
so
like a display. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is nice. But I've never seen one, and they're not cheap.
Load that big picture up again.
Which one? This one.
Yeah.
There you go.
It is nice, but it looks like a smart car's control unit for air conditioning.
I think yes, it has got a bit of a face about it, but obviously this all rotates as the time goes round.
Is it me or the numbers are like around the outside a bit wonky?
Well, the thing that's wonky is this.
Yeah, the 55's very wonky. The 25s look different.
And the 35. And
but the wonky thing is this. They put this so this is their symbol, okay? And this is something else. So they've put an infinity loop in place of the 10. So that it now looks like it's got 2 8s.
I think it's an hourglass.
So it's an hourglass, yeah. So why you wouldn't have... Anyway, it just... There's a few things that don't make a great deal of sense. And yes, you're right. The 5s do look wonky. That's 2 different 5s.
Yeah.
That's the same as that.
Goddamn redials.
That's it. Look, this 5 down at the 35's different as well.
Yeah.
It's got a short top.
Yeah.
There we go.
Are they hand painted or something? It looks like it's like hand painted on by
on a Friday afternoon.
Schooling.
If anything,
it's a lockdown watch.
If anything, it's like the college travel where maybe somebody hand wrote or hand sketched the dial, and then they just, use that.
Yes. And Patek can get away with that. Ressence, maybe not so much. So from their other news this week was this, which I think is pretty cool. And this is the Blancpain 50 Fathoms. Jody, what one of your AliExpress watches in your collection does this look the most like?
This looks more like the Phoebus Eagle Ray. They ripped this one off totally. I do quite like. I think I prefer the regular 50 Fathoms, but I don't mind the Bathyscaphe. And I quite like that colour. That wins so far. How much is it though?
Well, I think so. How much is the novelty version that you've got?
$325.
All right. Well, this is 15,500. So it's more. Is the answer.
Can you spend 14.5 on it and not give the donation of $1,000?
Yes, can you say I'm not interested in protecting the hammerhead shark? So hammerheads are called, I assume Mocarian is some other language name or Latin for hammerhead shark. So $1,000, which seems a bit stingy, I have to say, for a 15.5 watch. I mean, they're selling it to their ADs at what, 10 grand? Oh, actually, are they selling it themselves directly, or is it subscription only? I'm not
just
sure.
the New York and Vegas boutiques.
So it's their own boutiques they're selling it from.
Yeah.
So it's all their profit. So 15 grand seems.
I think they give more money when they do the ocean commitment models that they do versus this is more of like a side thing.
And this strap does look like it belongs to the model that Jody has got. It doesn't look the most well finished. I just think it looks a bit.
That didn't cheap. Come from barkandjack.shop whatsoever.
No.
Sorry, what was that website again?
barkandjack.shop.
Yes, there we go. So I do like it. I'm like you, Jody. I prefer the original, but these are quite cool.
I would go for that one. I like it a lot. The one thing that kind of bugs me about the Blancpain 50 Fathoms, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they make any no-date versions except for the limited edition ones they put out. Like the Hodinkee one had no date. This one has no date, but everything else has a kind of ugly date wheel.
I seem to recall there's one that's got, is it not an annual calendar on it? Which is, I think, is pretty cool. I think there's an annual calendar version which has 3 windows.
Maybe.
Which is pretty funky looking.
Just but how long is somebody planning to stay underwater?
Days and days.
What you need at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, when you're looking for your hammerhead shark.
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
So there you go, 15,500 of your good pennies.
I'd be a bit disappointed if I paid 15,500 and it looks like it came with like a $5 NATO strap on it.
It really does. It does look a bit.
But it's antibacterial.
That's because when you go swimming, you get eaten by the shark, and that solves any bacteria that you happen to be floating around with. Quick plug for us, Scottish Watches. We have a new video out from Mozar. We have our latest podcast left on there. And we have more coming out this evening, Ricky.
Do we?
Well, you keep telling me you're really, really busy.
Yeah, that's because I don't want to speak to you.
All right, okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
so what's coming?
Well, that Moser video was the last of the smaller bids with Pietro from Limited Edition. So we've got his talk show episode. So it's an hour's worth of him basically explaining about the different brands that he has, showcasing just a handful of the watches, and just getting to find out a little bit more about the guy himself, because he's one of the guys that sells watches but is totally into them. So he's not just a sales bloke. You know, he's got a good passion for it all. So that is launching tonight at 8 p.m. UK time, and he will be live in the chat box as well, so you can talk to him, ask him questions.
Cool. I mean, Moser, there was a red Moser came out this week. I can't remember where I saw it, which was pretty funky looking. I think, was it Zach? Was it you that was chatting about this in the group?
Yeah, I was joking that Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, needs to add it to his red repertoire. But one quick statement about Moser is I always feel like they're one color ahead of everybody. So like they release a green watch, then everybody else goes green, and then now they're at red. So soon everybody will go red.
There you go. There's a prediction for you. So we'll skip to an extra thing. So is that what Rolex? Because Rolex have now let it leak that they are going to release something in 2020, and now you and Ralph have already spent your money on baby brother Tudor.
We already have the watches. We already have the watches.
All right, so you know what's coming. What would you like them to do?
No, I'm wearing them at home. So.
All right, okay. So Ralph, what would you like them to do?
I would like to see something in the I think the Milgauss is going to get an update. I think we'll see maybe the Oyster Perpetuals getting new movements. We'll see the Sub getting new movements, some boring stuff, actually. Maybe we see the Sub getting a slimmer case.
Right, okay.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't think there's something really, really great coming out this year.
Go on.
I saw a prediction. Somebody predicted the Milgauss, revamp being more akin to the vintage ones, like with the white dial and the little touches of orange on it. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
compared to the current one.
Sorry, go on.
I would be very curious to see one of two things. One, if they do the Submariner with a new movement in a slim case, because having the 1140-60, I would actually love them to go to a slimmer case, because it would just make the maxi sort of like a rarer thing, or I don't know. But the Yachtmaster with the matte bezel at this point, I believe, is only on Oyster Flex. So imagine if it gets an Oyster bracelet this year. Just saying.
I can't see that happening. They'll be too close to the Sub.
I don't know.
Jody, any clues, Jody, in the AliExpress world? What are they already rolling out of those factories in China?
Well, whatever Rolex releases, I'm looking forward to reviewing the Chinese version in about 6 months' time. So I am hoping they do exactly what has been discussed, and they do a slimmer cased Sub, slim lugs, updated movement. I might actually put myself on a list for that and save up for the 3 years that it would take to get me to the top of the list. But yeah, I think I hate that big case Sub. It has ruined the watch for me, and I would love them to go back to a small case.
So the breaking news is that just one more watch, Jody, is queuing for a Sub.
You're not at this stage, but possibly I would.
And surely someone of your standing would not need to queue.
I have no standing, but I know a man who does.
Yes, so you're tapping up Mr. X.
I would be tapping up Mr. X, yeah. He claims he can get me to the front of the queue, but I have yet to see it.
I suspect he said he'd only be in the quew for 3 years. I think that's faster than most people.
Yeah, most people, yeah.
Yes, Mr. X is the guy that phoned me up when he was in the UK, asking if I could get from Glasgow down to Cardiff in the next 8 hours to go with him on a private jet to the Patek factory.
Yes.
And while the answer would have been yes, I would love to get from where I am to Cardiff in 8 hours, I would need to break several speed limits. And he was phoning me at like 8 o'clock at night, so it would have been through. So while it was a very nice invitation, it unfortunately did not happen.
Yeah, all I got was the pajamas. He gave me like the overalls that they gave him, so I've still got them. I wear these Patek pajamas around the house some nights.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's enough of that kind of imagery. So the other thing that came out this week, which I think is my highlight of the week, and this is SGX's article, is this Parmigiana. How do you actually say this? Parmigiani. There we go. This is the Tonda GT. This is their go at an integrated bracelet. That picture's not enlarging, unfortunately. That one might. I think this is pretty cool. What does everybody else think?
It's nice, indeed.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Harlan would disagree with you.
Would he?
He made a video meme about this and how horrible it is, which I can't share because it's quite brutal and he would get sacked.
Oh, right, okay, so it was a personal meme. It wasn't one he's put on his internet account.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I think that is cool because, I mean, it's a big date, like your Glasshoot Original type things or the Orage. It's got, it's a proper annual calendar as well as a chronograph. It's not got loom, or it doesn't look like the hands have got loom. But these markers look like they might have loom. It's also 100 meters water resistant, so it's pretty close to being a...
Would you not need loom to see where the hands are pointing?
Well, yeah, that's kind of a question. If the markers are loomed, does that give off enough for you to allow you to see what the time is? No idea.
Have to wait till it passes in front of it like an eclipse.
Like an eclipse. Well, I suppose you only have to wait. Well, no, actually, you need to wait an hour, wouldn't you? You can just wait 5 minutes. You'd know what it was roughly in 5 minutes. The only thing I'm not sure about is this coin edge bezel.
It looks like a shaver.
It looks like the back of a Rolex.
Yeah.
Or a Tudor.
At the back of a Rolex.
Yeah.
You think they just got this from whatever knockoff factory in China, Jody, that they make the Rolex case backs?
Yeah. I've reviewed watches where they've loomed the indices but not the hands, and it's never a good thing.
Is it not?
It's not generally a sign of quality.
I mean, these indices look like they're loomed. I've not seen a loom shot, but they have that look.
Is that screw sticking out the side of the
I don't think so.
Sorry?
The what?
The screw coming out the side of the lug.
This?
Up a bit. Oh, that's a crown, you dick.
I know that's a crown. So what's
bracelet up the top?
Oh, okay. Oh, this.
That.
Yeah, it's poking out a little bit.
Yeah, it's poking out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's touching cloth.
They didn't Photoshop it properly.
I think I might get a chance to see one of these soon. I've got a guy coming into work, so I might have a bit of a play in an Uzi.
All right, okay. We'll get some photos. So, I think these are quite cool. I mean, they're not cheap. They're $18,500, limited to 200 pieces, and there's a 3-hand version as well.
I like that.
It's got the whole kind of rubber thing going on, like your Vash. It's a bit overseas.
That's the strap that should be on the Omega.
Yes, exactly right. That's what should be on the Omega.
Yeah. The dial reminds me of the Carl F. Bucher models with the sort of the double date window. So I guess to a certain extent, if you can't get this one, maybe the Carl F. Bucher one's in the price range.
Yeah.
What's the price on the 3-hand? Rick?
The 3-hand is
13.5.
Yeah, 13.5, I think. Yes, the Tondagraph is the Tondagraph's 18.5, and the 3-hander is 13.5. So that's what's a Vacheron overseas?
The 3-hander is like
22?
Just under 20 US.
20.
Yeah.
So it's coming a bit under that. So you're talking Rose for 24.9. There we go.
I think they've done an interesting thing with the sub-seconds here. You know, they've got it's like a double-ended hand, and there's a short end and a long end, and the short end points to 0 to 30, and the long end points to 30 to 60. It's kind of clever. I've just never seen that like it.
I've seen that before.
Oh yeah,
somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. When,
I think is that a Seiko Grand Seiko, Ricky, that we couldn't figure out what the hand did. The GT, the Nissan GT one, is that not what that's got on it?
There was also one where it missed part of the bottom at the 6, and it kind of caught itself. I can't remember which watch that was we looked at, and it did that too.
That's cool. I think that's a Zenith that does that.
It was a Tourbillon watch because it was the gap.
That's Maurice Grossman.
Oh, that's Morris Grossman.
Yeah, that would have been it.
Morris Grossman. And Robin's
Morris Grossman's kind of similar to these guys. They make very interesting pieces, but not many people talk about them.
Yeah.
So there we go. Cool. Right, and going on the home run, I think this is probably one that everyone will like the look of. This is from Watch Pro. This is the Bvlgari Octo Finissimo Harrods edition. There'll only be 12 of these.
See if they didn't have the circles, probably. But it just looks off, I think.
I just wish it wasn't skeletonized.
Well, they already have that version of it in Harrods. I think that's a Harrods exclusive one, this green.
Yeah, I prefer that.
That one. I don't think that's an Octo Finissimo though. Oh no, it is an Octo Finissimo. It's a thin one as opposed to just the big one. But I quite like. Again, the only problem with these, and I've tried a couple of these on, they're lovely, is they don't have lume.
Yes.
You spend too much time in the dark.
It's Scotland. Most of the year it's the dark. Jody, tell them why you moved to Australia.
Yeah, exactly that. The weather's hideous.
The dark satanic mills of Ardrossan.
Don't tell people I'm from Ardrossan.
Oh, is that right? Okay, right, we'll not tell that. The three towns.
So how much is this one? Is it limited?
This is limited to 12 and it's 23,200.
How much is the normal one?
Ooh, that is a good question. Not as expensive as that. Let's go to the shop. On Harrods itself. So a skeletonized Octo Finissimo is 19.6. So that's probably the closest. Yeah, that's the closest to it in the black.
And that's on a strap.
3 or 4 grand more for that. But these are good. The best one, I don't know if it's actually on here that I've tried on, because the titanium and stuff are really nice, but they simply feel like they're not there. But there's a steel version of the Octo Finissimo. I don't think they've got one here.
That black and red one looks like the kind of stuff Jody reviews from AliExpress when they do a sale.
Jody, are you beginning to feel like we're pigeonholing you?
I'm just getting pelters for this AliExpress. But having said that, my face has just been grimacing for the last 25 minutes. I cannot believe how ugly these watches are, and I cannot believe how much money people are paying for them.
So give us a plug then. Where should folk go to find out about all the cheapy goodness?
Well, I don't know. If they want to spend 20 odd grand on one of these things, then help themselves. I mean, I don't really like skeletonized watches much myself. I had a look at that Mirage Tourbillon, which had the same movement as the Horage one.
Yep.
And I actually quite like that. I don't think that Zelos did the best work with it, but that's about as far as I get. I mean, that's not too bad, but bloody hell, look at the money, 25 grand.
You can take the Scotsman out of Scotland.
I'm just too mean. I'm too mean.
Keep scrolling down.
You know, you're not paying full price for these.
No.
Or maybe at Harrods, I don't know. But
well, probably at Harrods. What are you looking for, Ricky?
No, I was just seeing what you had on the screen there. What the prices of the cheap ones that they put right at the bottom are.
Well, that one is one of the cheaper ones, the black and red. That's 6.5 or 6,650.
The blue dial one that they've got, I've tried that one on, which is about 6. It's below it. If you go back.
That one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's not an Octo Finissimo. That's one of the big ones.
That's Octo Roma or something. Sort of tempo. Yeah. Okay.
But they did bring that blue though to the new one though.
Yeah.
Right.
But you guys have already got a blue steel sports watch, so.
You can never have enough blue.
So how is the wearing experience this week? Have you dinged it up yet?
I think not yet. No, I think it's pretty good. It's actually holding up quite well. I mean, the bracelet has a bit of. No, I've worn it also outside. Yeah, that's but, you know, at home I only wear the new Rolex releases that I can't talk about.
All right. Okay.
Someone was saying that the bracelet's different on the new blue version as to the original. Have you noticed that at all?
Not at all. Not at all.
Fresh Prince of Belgravia.
Yeah. The dot shop person.
Right.
The who?
Oh yeah, Adrian.
No, he said the
talked about it
color
on
was
his
different. He
video.
said it was the same.
Yeah.
It was just the color of this.
Yeah,
the color of the steel.
The
steel
colour,
would
I
be
think he's
brighter.
a bit lighter, I think, on the newer, on the blue.
But I mean, the bracelet is that. I put it next to my GMT. I didn't see any difference. I can show it on the camera.
It looks just like my old 58 before I traded mine, so I don't really see a difference.
Cool.
Maybe in the right light there could be a difference, but it could also be, I don't know. Maybe.
Well, Adrian said that
he'd
given it to his kids and said mix them up and then like show me just the steel part and I'll tell you which watch it was.
Yeah.
So.
What
he did the one-person blind test. Not a double blind test because that doesn't work, but it's one blind test. And it seems to work. But
maybe one's a fake. Jody, Pagani, have they got this out yet?
What, the Blancpain?
Yeah.
Not yet, but I do have a Date Just 41 video launching in 2 hours. So hang on for that one.
Oh man.
Did you see this new? I'm trying to find a picture of it. This new Pagani watch that they released that looks like
the rainbow.
No, it's actually.
Can we just
horrible.
take a second to say how amazing Ralph's chair is? Make it full screen. Is he a dentist?
That's
Rick, make it full screen so we can all see before he comes back.
I'm not sure how
he plays Fortnite in that chair.
Put it back to the
I'm not sure. It's you that has to make it full screen, I think, rather than me. But yeah, that's a. Here he comes. Here he comes.
Yep.
No, say nothing. Say nothing.
Say nothing. Okay.
No.
Say nothing.
Ralph, what's that behind you?
Sorry.
What's that behind you?
That's a chair.
There we go.
A headrest.
So yeah, right, okay.
So here's.
All right. So here's the bracelets. Well, I mean those.
Well, over Zoom's high quality video.
Yeah. It's
that studio lighting's working great.
That's not going to happen.
And here is one is real, one is fake. Oops.
Oh, so the fake one, the date changes over okay?
It does.
The problem is, you don't know how true that probably is.
Yeah, it's scary good. The fakes are really, really good. But it doesn't work anymore, the fake. Stopped after 3 weeks. So, but it looks really, really close. Just the movement gave up.
So are we going to be blowing that one up and making videos?
Ralph, are you going to destroy it? Are you going to destroy it on camera?
Oh yeah, I can do that. That's good. Yeah.
What's the tallest building you can drop it out of and still film it when it gets to the bottom?
I'm in the 14th floor. So
you've got taller buildings than that in Dubai.
We do, but I don't think if I can throw metal objects down, I still can live here.
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay. No. I mean, to fair Zach, when Zach drops stuff, it doesn't fall from a greater height, does it, Zach? I mean, he only reaches halfway up to his door handle. I mean, look at that. He's a short man living in a short world.
You had me stand up last time, so
we have to finish every video talking about doors and chairs.
Oh man.
Let's finish by looking at this particular article, which is fairly fresh up. This is Zach's a slightly tongue-in-cheek review of One Person's Trash is Another's Treasure, the birth of reclaimed and recycled watches. Jody, is there much of this goes on? I mean, do any of the...
Rick, stop, scroll up a little bit. What's that? No, you dick. Scroll down. Stop. Right, what's that B&J Dodge? I don't know what that is. What do they sell?
Shall I click on it and see where it goes?
No, because I might have set it up wrong.
It goes to Geneva Blue. So Jody, is there any acknowledgement in the world of micro brands and the AliExpress cheap and cheerful of environmental standards?
No, I think AliExpress is just pure environmental destruction.
Okay.
But I the only one I've had a look at is the Oris Save the Oceans. And this was the one where they were reclaiming plastic from the sea. And they have this case back that's made of reclaimed plastic. Except the case back isn't actually made of reclaimed sea plastic. They use fresh plastic for the case back.
What?
Yes.
They use chemically inert plastic.
Yes. My contact at Oris told me that it's fresh plastic. It's not reclaimed
defeating the
plastic.
point. Oh my god.
Yes, it's defeating the point entirely. But then the whole thing's a nonsense. If you want to save the world, you don't buy a luxury watch. That's not the way to save the world.
So you mean if I buy one of those Remain Your Own watches, I'm not going to get a real piece of the Titanic in it?
Or Bremont. I won't say anything about the Bremont. I think they'll be made.
But it's in any case, it's weird, right? I mean, where are the watches made? Switzerland, right? So how many oceans do they have in Switzerland?
The Swiss have a navy.
They have to transport that plastic bottle from the ocean somewhere to Switzerland to make that case back, and then it just doesn't feel very environmentally friendly to me. So
the Swiss do actually, I'm told, have a navy, but it's one of the only landlocked navies in the world in that it's present only on Lake Geneva. So the entire navy is actually a landlocked navy. So there you go. There's an interesting pub quiz fact for you. This was my favourite sentence of this article from Zach, which you can read at your leisure. So there we go.
Read it out.
Wow.
So I'll read it out. When Mr. Holstein was asked about the quality of plastic, he explained the rejection rate is very high due to needing chemically inert plastic. It's such a waste for us when we find subpar plastic and have to throw it back into the ocean. We really want the best for our customers.
They're never going to send me a watch.
No, it's as well they've already sent them to us. So there we have it. So that is pretty much the week that was. Anybody got any closing remarks or anything? Any rants you want to get off to? Jody, give us, as our special guest, give us a.
What's coming on the Jody channel and what has come out that you want to plug?
What's coming on the Jody channel? Well, I'm going to do another Loom Wars this week because I have the right selection of watches with a surplus of loom on them. What else? I'm trying to think. Just this Formex landed. The usual selection of cheapos. Nothing too remarkable.
And so, what is the selection of the Loom Wars? Is it multi-round?
Yes, it's it's quarterfinals, semi-finals, and a final. I've got a Rolex Explorer 2, a Doxa Sub 200, a full loom dial Squally 1521, a Spinnaker with a loom dial. What else? A Devosa. A few other. Oh, a Seiko Tuna I just picked up as well. Solar Tuna, which is quite nice actually.
Good. So we can look forward to that. So there's Jody's channel there.
You know what? Jody has got the best thumbnails ever. They just stick out really well and show you exactly what's what. I'm going to have to steal his ideas.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in a bit of a panic this week. My thumbnail guy went on an unannounced 2-week holiday, so I'm desperately trying to find another thumbnail guy on Fiverr.
You cheap bastard.
Which is no, how dare they go on holiday without telling me? So I've got a kind of stack of stuff in advance, but I've been scrabbling around.
So these cost you $5 each?
Well, no, they cost me about 10 Aussie dollars each, which I think is well worth it because if you scroll down to some old ones that I used to do myself,
let's go down. So see if
not worth it.
As I scroll down here,
go to the top. Mm-hmm.
See if you can spot when it changes, right at the top.
Go to the top. Press the home button.
I'm at the top.
And then filter by date, ascending, descending.
Sort by, yes, newest to oldest. It's already sorted.
Newest.
Okay, hold on. Oldest to newest. Yeah. Shush. I was going to scroll down and see. I was going to scroll down and see if you could spot when it changed.
Oh yeah, there we are. It's my arm in front of a bush, and I always took it in front of the same bush outside my house.
Whose bush is it?
At least they were consistent, but they were consistently bad.
Wow, never even noticed that before.
Do the leaves not fall off at some stage? No.
No, it's just Australia. They don't fall off.
Okay. There's no snow or anything. So
I see that some of the videos though you've gone back and redone the things.
Yeah, the decent ones, the ones that actually people watched, I've gone back and redone them. But that's my most viewed video is I will never buy a Rolex Submariner. And if they change the case design, if they go to a slim case, then maybe I will have to go back on that and actually buy a Rolex Submariner.
Oh, well, we'll wait for that big news. So thank you very much for joining us, Jody. I appreciate that it's like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. Here you are.
It's now 2 in the morning. I'm sorry I couldn't get the video to work on my dubious.
No problem.
Only you knew about videos and making them and things like that.
Yeah. I know. It's shocking, isn't it?
Just because your AliExpress guy's on holiday.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Good stuff. So anything from anybody else? Or should we call it? Oh, let's say Arthur. Arthur's got a show that's appearing on the channel. Him and Dan, who occasionally does some work.
Yeah, that's right.
Have a show that is on the new Scottish Watches live podcast channel or live YouTube channel. So you can go to that. That is on Sunday. When's it on this Sunday?
It's 12 p.m. Eastern US time, 5 p.m. UK time.
And that is on Instagram Live, and then that goes up eventually onto the Scottish Watches Live channel. And there's 2 special guests this week. You've not got Jody on as well, have you?
No. Dan and I are having our wives on to talk ladies' perspectives on watches. And
wife swapping, cool.
No swap, just bringing them on. Yeah.
Oh, just all together.
Sam was getting surprisingly excited there for a moment.
It should be a fun one.
No, that'll be good. I look forward to that. So yeah, you can catch up with them on this channel later on next week. So I think that's from everybody. Anybody looking forward to anything particular the next 7 days?
Talk show tonight. Looking forward to that.
Talk show tonight. So everybody tune on.
Yep.
And we'll be in the live chat on the Scottish Watches YouTube channel. Other than that, we're all just going to be surfing the auction sites and seeing if we're brave enough to bid on something on the basis that somebody will outbid us, which I have done for a dare, and it almost cost me £16,000. But thankfully, somebody beat me to it. So
are we gonna take bets on which auction house rakes in the most money this weekend?
Oh, so who have we got this weekend? It's between Sotheby's and who else?
Phillips. Sotheby's, Phillips, and Christie's on Monday.
Wow.
Phillips.
They have, Mr. Bax, Oral Bax, right?
Yeah. Phillips.
He has to get going a bit. He has to spend more time, right? He got very impatient last time. Like,
I don't know whether it gets to the point whereby because he becomes the star of the show, that actually does them a disservice, or whether it continues to help. Who knows? So
listen to today's podcast for some auction talk and behind the scenes stuff.
Yes,
that was interesting. Yeah.
Ariel had some interesting things to say about that, and there was some even more interesting things that I think were edited out of the podcast. There we go.
What bits were those? It was mainly you that edited out, so that wasn't interesting at all.
No, that was interesting bits, obviously. Anyway, right.
Listen, Rick, you outdid yourself in the podcast. I edited out 4-minute replies to questions from you. 4 minutes. That's a record.
But you realise that people are now going away ignorant.
No, they're thankful. I'm going to get praise. I'm going to get donations for people saying thank you very much, Rick, for not being on this show as much.
Okay, that's good. Right. Wave to the camera, folks. Say goodbye. I better stop sharing so you can all see. And thanks.